Let's now hear from Deborah. Deborah Cheetham is the performing artist, head of the Willan Centre for Indigenous Arts and Cultural Development, the VCA and MCM at the University of Melbourne. She's a yorta-yorta soprano, composer and academic. Deborah Cheetham has established her place as an artist in great demand. Since her international debut in 1997, Deborah has performed in the theatre and concert halls of Europe, the United States, the United Kingdom, New Zealand and Australia. Can you please welcome Deborah?
Thank you, Leslie. And, it's such an incredible opportunity to be in the room with so many colleagues, so many other creatives. This is what Melbourne 10 years from now looks like. It's opportunities like this that are regular, where we come together and we shape what the future is. We build on some incredible achievements in the arts, and we have affordability. We have artists who can choose to live closer and closer into the city, whether it's in a vertical environment or some other way. We have institutions like the Victorian College of the Arts that have regained their independence, and so that they are able to be free from the constraints of the kind of pressures of funding that the universities, it's just a necessary process, I guess, and that we can harness the potential of the generations who are there in our schools right now, who are longing for arts education, and it's being eked out to them little bit by little bit. You know, when I could spare time from my pursuits as a busker on the streets of the southern suburbs of Sydney, developing my, I guess, professional persona of the future, I would go to the opera 3 times a week. I would have change from $15. The kind of affordability, I guess it was the 80s and it was an extravagant time, but it formed the person, the artist that I am now, because I was able to immerse myself in what became my religion. I was able to see all of the great artists, hear all of the great artists and learn from them. You know, when I made Melbourne my artistic home 7 years ago now, I'm looking at my watch, not that I've got a watch that tells me it was 7 years, but I just don't know what 3 minutes is, but I'm really determined to try tonight. When I made Melbourne my artistic home 7 years ago, I had come from Sydney where, the outward-looking Sydney, the international Sydney, the big end of town Sydney, but Melbourne just felt like home as an artist. There was so much connectedness here. And maybe the accusation that is levelled unkindly at times of parochialism is actually a great strength, of being able to look inward as well as outward, but looking in and understanding yourself. And I found a community here, and I found an opportunity to create here that I don't believe I could have found in Sydney. I'd done other things and my whole career had been built there. But the kind of things I've been able to achieve here are because of this city. Or more particularly because this city sits on land that has always been creative. For Aboriginal Australians, the arts are not an optional extra. They're not the elective you take in year 7 and drop in year 10 in favour of the serious subjects. They are essential to knowing your world and giving meaning to everything in it. And I know I'm preaching to the choir tonight, but I'll leave you with this thought that there's a way of looking at how essential the arts is, and connecting with Aboriginal community will give you a greater sense of that your very existence is dependent upon the arts, that if you don't know your song, then you don't know how to get from A to B and you don't know how to survive. It is a way of knowing for Aboriginal people, so I encourage you to take up the Aboriginal lens and view the arts and this place, this land of the Wurundjeri people who've poured their knowledge through their songs and their dance, their visual art into this land, layer upon layer upon layer. It is still there. It is not lost. And to me, it's not even faded in any way. It's there to be drawn upon. But I would level one sort of caution with that Indigenous lens. Make sure you're looking through the right end. Because it, for some people, is so distant and so remote, and yet it's not. It's right here, and there's an incredible energy to draw on. I draw on it every single day, and I thank the Wurundjeri and the Bunurong for the welcome that I've received to this city and beyond, and I pay respects to them and my elders, the Yorta Yorta people. To my colleagues who've all joined in the conversation this evening, thank you for the inspiration. I abandoned much of what I was going to say because I wanted to be fueled by what you all had to say, and I see a Melbourne in 10 years' time that has this kind of occasion where maybe we're even patting ourselves on the back for shaping the affordability and all the other things we've spoken about tonight, the inclusiveness, and we've built on this great tradition of creativity that's been here for some 50,000 years. Thank you.